So as you're aware by now, I'm quite the anime enthusiast, as well as just the movie, show, everything, visual media enthusiast. One of the main proprietors of that is music. Now you may have heard me like every once in a while in reactions or whatnot, really just like hone in and talk about just a specific theme or OST that I hear, if it strikes that right chord with me. This video is one that's been a long time coming, where I've been watching a lot of like musicians listen to like anime themes and whatnot recently. And while I may not be like a musician necessarily or anything, I'm definitely a music enthusiast, especially when it comes to anime music or just OSTs, themes, everything. So I figured today I'd sit down and break down just what exactly hits for me in terms of specifically anime music. That's what we'll be delving mainly with today. We're just probably going to be jumping all over the place to different themes, but I figured the perfect place to start for me would be easily one of my favorite themes ever for a character, and that is this one here. Whew. Now you will notice, like, when I'm going to be listening to these themes, you're going to see me like doing a lot of like hand movement. It's just like that's how I know a theme really hits right for me, is if I can't like sit still and sort of just like that, I guess, like inner music director side of me is just like, yeah. But yes, this first one, Vegeta's theme from the American broadcast version of Dragon Ball Z. This is still easily my favorite character theme ever. Like, this hits this is probably the theme that established my taste in anime music, I guess. It's just when I think of just my love for Dragon Ball Z, and just when I think of music, this is the first theme I think of. Again, I've talked about in past videos and whatnot that a lot of what I do love about music is if they incorporate like church bells or any sort of thing, and this is where that started, I guess, is... It's Vegeta. Again, I'm biased because it's like I grew up pretty much with this OST for Dragon Ball Z. It's a theme that perfectly encapsulates the character of Vegeta. It's a theme that's played when Vegeta is being heroic, when he's being evil, when he sacrifices himself. The point in time when this theme hit the most, I've realized, again, I did a video a while back where I talked about how I did a big binge of Dragon Ball. When I got to the Buu Saga, the Majin Vegeta section of that, like, that's when this theme hit the most, because like it's a theme that you've heard a lot by that point. It's so easily twisted when Vegeta's doing Majin Vegeta things and killing people. It's like it's the same exact theme, but played when he's being a villain again. It turns from like this badass theme to this menacing theme. Like, very specifically, I think of when after he blows up a chunk of the World Tournament arena and then does like that smile to Goku. I'm gonna get to like the big drop of it once the guitar comes in. Here we go. And then when it plays later in the Buu Saga, when Vegeta's facing down against Kid Buu, and he's just like, I am a warrior, the Saiyan Prince Vegeta! I figure while we're on it, I guess I'll discuss a little more Falconer themes. I mean, going off of Hell's Bells, Vegeta must have been Falconer's like favorite character, right? Because it's like Vegeta's like the only character in this, aside from maybe Gohan, where he got not one, but two themes. Ooh. Ooh. Hell's Bells is like Vegeta's badass theme. This is Vegeta's heroic theme. It plays for him going Super Saiyan. It plays when he does Final Flash. One of my favorite instances where this theme played, when he blasted Cell in the back and distracted him. It played for Vegeta in that moment, but then it bled over into playing for Gohan. It's like, I know the whole thing with not crediting Falconer Productions, just credit, like all that, whatever, bro. It's like, at the end of the day, the music fucking slaps. Like, one that I've really been listening to recently is this old theme for Pycon. I don't want to stick too much on the Falconer stuff, just like, because I could go on forever for like every theme for Falconer, but like, say what you will about the music, Falconer knew his shit. You name a character in Z, there's a theme that associates with them to some degree. Like, my favorite part of this song is this part. My favorite time that ever played was when Goku was fighting Majin Vegeta. Just because, like, it's a good back and forth theme. It's like, it can play when the hero's losing, it can play when the hero's winning. Like, it's a good rival theme. I like it a lot. I could go on forever with Falconer. Like, just in my recommended alone, I got Boo's theme, I got Gogeta, I got Cell, like, all these themes, the Super Saiyan transformation. Like, this is a video where I'm going to be discussing more than just Falconer music. This was a good bench line to start with. I'd say a good place to veer off to would probably be... Let's go My Hero Academia's music, because goddamn. Now, it'd be easy for me to pull up Yusei Run. No. Because Yusei Run, it's been praised, it's been watched, like, it's the theme that goes with everything. It's one of my favorite OSTs, obviously, but I want to give praise to the other incredible themes in My Hero that get not as much love. Like, for me, I'm gonna go to my favorite character in My Hero Academia and a theme associated with him. Now, I know this is technically Todoroki's theme, because it plays for him first in the tournament. I'm sorry, every time I hear Kimi no Chikara, I think of Prominence Burn that Endeavor does against the High-End Nomu. It's not played often, but when this theme is played, especially once we get to, like, the main melody, like, this is heat. Like, I'm not just saying that in like, oh, this theme is fire. Like, literally, this theme, like, when I just hear it, it's like, I think fire. I think hope. I think, like, we can get through this fight. Like, it's an uphill battle, but we will win. Which is very appropriate considering the role that Endeavor fills in My Hero Academia. He's not a symbol of peace like All Might was. He's a symbol of hope, especially in this moment. And then... it's that fucking just... like, it gets me every time. This hasn't played in the latest season yet, but when it does, I can't wait for it, because I imagine a moment that it might. Let's see, I have a whole playlist of My Hero Academia themes. Let me pull that up real quick. Oh yeah, I'd say one of my new favorite themes, again, another one that, like, it really doesn't play often. This theme is called Battle of Deku, and there's like the original version, which is Combat License, which is a little different. I think I prefer this version though, because in My Hero, it's like Deku doesn't necessarily have a theme. Yusei Run, obviously, but again, they use Yusei Run a lot more sparingly. In terms of a theme that I'd say just like defines Deku would be this one, and I wish they would play it more, especially this part. Like, you can almost hear the lightning, like, from his full cowling. I'd say another reason why I like this theme so much is that it plays for my favorite fight in the whole series, Deku and Bakugo's second fight in Season 3. This is like in the Falconer version of DBZ, it's like whenever Goku Super Saiyan theme plays, this is like Deku's equivalent of that theme. The last couple ones on My Hero I want to touch on. This one. This one's definitely up there. This one's from Season 4, it's Brawl. Those drums, man. It's a theme that, like, kicks off a lot of shit that's about to go down in the series. Especially this part. It's one of those themes that could really just play for anything, and it works. But the part I absolutely adore is this drop right here. Like, you find yourself, like, hopping to it. And then I love that switch right there when it goes from like piano to violin or to string. Switch. And then it's a theme that invokes a lot of like, okay, we're jumping right into the fight, and you better keep up, like, because this shit's going crazy. Yeah, I'd say that's it for My Hero stuff, because again, like, I have a bunch of other ones I want to touch on. So, but My Hero Academia easily, like, because Yuki Hayashi, he is such, like, I haven't watched Haikyuu yet, but I know that he does the music for that, which is what really, like, is making me want to watch it. Like, if My Hero just had, like, basic, like, just synthesized, just whatever OST, it would not be nearly as memorable. A lot of the reason why I keep coming back to My Hero is just, like, I love the music. Much like DBZ, it's like every character has a theme, a purpose. Like, there's no wasted beat. Speaking of no wasted beat, I'm gonna go into, probably a little more of a controversial, I guess. I'm going into Fate's music. Specifically, I'm going to start with Fate Zero. And I'm going to start with the first OST just as a good baseline. Point Zero. Now, I'm aware that Yuki Kaijira, much like Bruce Faulkner, kind of has like a mixed reception, especially nowadays. Just that like a lot of her music is kind of... a lot of people say it's like it's the same thing. It's like it's very almost annoying. No, I don't think that way at all. Like, I absolutely adore Yuki Kaijira's work. Like, on everything. Fate, Demon Slayer, like, even the little bit I've heard of Sword Art Online, which, again, the only reason I really want to get into Sword Art Online is because Yuki Kaijira does the music for it, but the soundtrack I mainly keep coming back to is Fate Zero's soundtrack. Like, I think it's perfect. Like, this theme especially, like, going into... like, the scene I think of when I hear this one is the first time it plays, which is when they're summoning all the servants. And that's absolutely what this theme invokes, is just, we're about to kick off war. Oh! She just knows what to do with those strings, man. Yes, I can literally sing it. Like, that's... oh my god. That's absolutely what Yuki Kaijira does best. She does best with strings and choir. And that's what I love most about the soundtrack. And then this change right here. I'm literally tearing up. What the fuck? There's a live arrangement of this theme I want to listen to real quick. Just that part. Like, there's obviously a difference, like, between live and studio version. Like, obviously you can say that about any song, but I feel like both the live and the original are different enough where it's like they're almost like different songs. Like, this one has a lot more guitar that you can hear. Ooh, chills. Oh god. I don't know why I'm realizing this now, because, like, I mean, it's been a bit since I've listened to this version, but I think I like the live more than the original. It's the choir mainly. Like, it feels just so intense. I mean, again, fitting. This one theme alone, I feel like, tells you everything you need to know about what this show is. I would say this theme pretty much encapsulates, like, the calm before the storm almost. Like, mainly the first half, and then the next half is just like, alright, and then, like, we're gathering our troops, we're going to war. God, I would love to listen to this live. Then the drop. I feel like I'm listening to a painting. It's literally art, bro. It's like, I'm gonna be a little open about this, but a lot of the reason why the only music I consistently listen to is this kind of music, a lot of that reason is because I've talked about a little bit before in the past, the story that I've been writing for 8+ years now, is a lot of it is I just listen to one soundtrack and I can form like a whole scene or even arc based around just like that one track. It's just, all it takes is just hearing that one beat. It's just like, that's it. That's your money beat right there. But either way, I'd say let's go into, I'll just hit like some of like my go-to themes for Fate. Like this one, the battle is to the strong. This one, it's up there with some of my favorite music. Like, this one is up there with one of my favorite themes of all time. This one is, like, unlike anything I've ever heard her make. Like, I'll touch a little bit more on, like, the Heaven's Feel and Demon Slayer stuff in a second, but that's why I love Fate Zero. Fate Zero is still my favorite work of hers that she's done. It's different from, like, what she's made since. This theme being a prime example, because I think this is one that could play for, again, like, a hero's comeback or a hero's fall. It's another good back and forth theme. Again, one of my favorite instances where this plays is the last fight in Fate Zero. I go back to that fight and I can see the whole rest of the fight in my head as this plays. Hits every beat. It's like you're playing the strings of my heart. Well, speaking of playing the strings of my heart, if there's one theme that's ever gonna make me cry, it's this. If there's one theme to also just like describe Fate, like Fate Zero and just Fate in general, it's this. It's those fucking strings, man. Like, this is the difference between live and synthesized music. Like, that's another thing I love about Yuki Kajiura. All her music done live. Like, obviously it's tinkered with a little bit in post, but it's like the base of it is live. Like this part right here. Like, a computer can't replicate that to perfection. I know AI is getting a lot better these days, but like that, you could feel every emotion behind that. If I ever saw Yuki Kajiura live and this played, I would actually like bawl on the spot. Like, I'm about to right now. Like, I love Fate Zero's music. I don't listen to it often. Like, I do that intentionally though, so it's like every time I come back to it, it's just like, it's refreshing. One of my favorite instances when this played is when Iskandar was just like lecturing Saber just on what it truly means to be a king. You may indeed have saved them, but you never led them. One of the best themes ever. Tragedy and fate. You feel both of those. It's like everything that's happening right now is tragic, but it's like, that's fate. The last two I'll touch on. I don't know, I keep scrolling through the playlist and it's just like, oh, I can't, man. This only played one time in Fate Zero, but it's the theme that sticks with me. Again, I don't listen to this one often, but when I do, it's like this theme perfectly encapsulates Saber and her power. Especially as we get to the change here. She's just gathering the energy for Excalibur. It's so easy, dude. The theme of Iskandar, Army of the King. I think why I love this theme so much, it's almost like a God of War theme. Obviously, Ragnarok came out recently, so I've been listening to a lot of that music recently, but I came back to this theme, and it's just like, man, this theme could almost like fit in with God of War, and I'd say more so with like the Greek part of God of War, like God of War 1, 2, 3, more than the Norse side, but again, I'll touch more on video game themes in the future, but I am Iskandar, king of conquerors! Ah! This theme only played twice in Fate Zero. I'm ruining it, I'm sorry. And you think the theme's over. It's like, oh, we're fading out. But then... Lastera! Like, it's huge, dude. Like, it's, like, Army of the King, yes, but, like, even when this played for just when Iskander just first showed up, it was just him. It's just, like, you feel his presence. Like, before it's even revealed that he has, like, this huge ability to summon an army. It's just this huge, imposing power. It's just, that's why Iskander is just one of my favorite characters. Either way, that's that. That's Fate Zero. Let's move on to other stuff. A more recent one is, which if you've been watching my reactions to it recently, you'll know that I keep praising this theme whenever it plays, but Mob Psycho. Specifically this theme. This one has become one of my tops in recent times. I call a lot of things like my fidget theme. I kind of like feel like listening to music just cause, and then like I'll just pull this up and be like, ah, it's like a mental reset almost, but like, I like to call themes like this the chase theme. This isn't played for when things are going the hero's way. At the same time, it's sort of like a back and forth theme. It's a good rival theme, which again, it associates well with one of my favorite fights, Mob versus Mogami, as well as the Shimazaki fight. Like, this is a good theme that I play in my head whenever I need a good, like, it's either a lot of people fighting one person, or it's sort of just like shit sort of setting the fan out of nowhere. I love when the guitar kicks in here. Love it. Going off that, I'll go into a similar theme from a different show, which is Full Metal Alchemist. Very similar structure. This one's one of my favorite themes as well, just because this one's much more like shit is really not going our way, and it's like this always played whenever Bradley would do anything, which is, again, he's one of my favorite anime characters ever. It played whenever Pride was like coming, and it's like, ugh. Like all my favorite fights in Full Metal Alchemist, like this theme was always backing it. It's just like a storm's coming. Like, you better brace yourself. Every time I hear it, it's like, I want to go watch some Fullmetal Alchemist. If there was a villain equivalent of You Say Run, I would say this is it. Like the back, like cello, the dun 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 dun. It's like a spiral going down. It's like, we're fucked. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, how could I forget to touch on these themes? The themes of one of my favorite series ever, and a series that I could not stop praising the music for when I was doing the reactions way back when. If you watched the Data Live reactions way back when, you'll definitely recognize this. Man, I miss making those videos. Like, obviously, there's only so much I could do about it. Like, the season ended. Like, it's not like I can make more. Whenever I hear this, it just takes me back. Like, this is the orchestrated version of the first OP, which, again, I've talked about forever now, that it's one of my favorite openings ever, if not my favorite, because the music is done so well. And of course, you know, the bells, they're used, they're great. But I just remember it's just like, I wanted to do like an ending song for those reactions, and I was just listening to music, I'm just like, what can I use? And then I found this. And I was like, obviously I don't want to use the whole song, but then I kept listening, and then I got to this point. Thanks for watching. Like, I don't actually remember when this played in the show. I'm gonna do something meta for a moment, just because I just want to show you just the power of this OST. If we go back, if we go on the Wayback Machine. Let's see, let's go with this one. Yeah, shut up. This feels like years ago, but obviously it's a couple months ago.
So until next time, I'm Lancer. Thanks for watching.
And then, I'm so proud of how I did this. I don't know why this turned into a self-reaction, but this is why I miss making these videos, because I loved doing, like, mainly the ending.
Thanks for watching.
And then the annotate, that comes in the ending part. Right on the... Let's listen to that again.
Thanks for watching.
In hindsight, it's like I would fade out the music at the end instead of just letting it a hard cut, but either way, it's like, no one ever made it that far in the videos anyway. Just listening to that, it's just like the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, and like, thanks for watching. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Before I end this out, I wanted to touch a little bit on more Yuki Kaijura, like her more recent stuff, and how like it's different. Like, for example, if we listen to this OST from Heaven's Feel. More this part. Like, a lot of her newest stuff sounds more like that. I love Heaven's Feel, and the music in it is phenomenal, but for me, I kind of like how a little more simplistic, but still, like, pretty beautifully made Fate Zero music is. I mean, look, recommended right here. It's like the vocals are there, but they're not like too overpowering. Again, I love it. One more theme I'll touch on is I'll go a little more into Demon Slayer's music, because again, that's also a Yuki Kaijura work. But I would say I like Demon Slayer's music more than Heaven's Feel. It's like, obviously, while it's similar, it reminds me a little more of like Fate Zero's music, and it has a lot more like defined OSTs. Like, if I could find the specific, this one. This ending part to this theme as well. Like, this was my favorite theme from last year. It's probably still my favorite Demon Slayer theme. Like, just going into the end here. Demon Slayer has a lot of very defined themes. Whereas again, Heaven's Feel, it's like while there are those themes, it's not too defined. Oh, how did I go this whole video talking about Fate and like everything else, and not talk about the best Fate OST, best OST ever in my opinion, actually, the Unlimited Blade Works Emiya theme by Fukasawa. Yeah, because that was another thing. Like, Unlimited Blade Works, it was still made by Ufotable, but it was not composed by Yuki Kaijira. But everything else, like Heaven's Feel and Zero, was. It's like it's techno in this first part, but then. It's the Yusei run of Fate, but part of me might argue might be a little better than Yusei run. I'm not saying that with full confidence because I go back and forth with myself a lot on that argument. It all depends on what I really feel like listening to at the time, really. But the Emiya theme, if I could pick one to listen to for the rest of my life, I'd probably pick the Emiya theme. It's just because that melody. I want to learn how to play this on piano. Like, Unlimited Blade Works wasn't my favorite Fate show. This theme made it memorable for me. I mean, as well as the amazing animation and art, because Ufotable was great. But I'd say a great extension, though, of this theme was, even though, like I said, like there wasn't too many, like, memorable things in Heaven. Oh my god. This video is going to be so long, because I'm, like, going into, like, different themes in my head, but just a couple more we'll touch on. No, screw it. This will be the last one we touch on, because this video needs to end. Yuki Kaijira did her own amazing cover of this theme. This is another one of my fidget themes. Again, these fucking strings, they'll certainly play in my heartstrings. That's the part that hits me the hardest in this theme. This part, man. Like, I'll be listening to that while driving and then start crying. It's like, fuck, man. Like, I need to drive. Don't do that to me. We then go into her version of it. But, I mean, another amazing part of this song is when we go into the next part of the theme, which is... Like, this theme plays for such a brief moment, in Heaven's Feel, but it makes it such a memorable moment. This was this video of me gushing about anime music for a fucking hour. Oh my god. This is just one of those video ideas I came up with a little bit ago, just thinking, just like, you know what? I talk a lot about anime music and just music in general and just what I love, and just like, you know, I should make a video just showing just what exactly I love about the genre and the music and everything, and just the specific themes that I latch onto and listen to, like, on a daily basis almost. There are a couple of themes, of course, that I wish I could have covered, but again, we gotta end this video eventually. But, you know, I'm not opposed to making a part 2 of this video where I delve into other themes and whatnot. I figured I would just cover the main ones in this video. Either way, thank you for joining me on this. I'm Lancer. Thanks for watching.